Welcome back to the Webby and O'Neill channel, and there's plenty of Manchester United chat to get into today, including the Europa League draw, United versus Everton, and Rúben Amorim's press conference. As usual, Reds, please get involved in the chat, have your say, and we'll try and discuss some of your comments throughout today's video. First place to start, though, the Europa League draw. How do you feel about it?
I'm excited about it. The draw today, I was thinking, right, here we go. I've predicted United are going to win it, well, get to the final and hopefully win it. And with the draw today, I feel reinvigorated. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, let me know if you're looking forward to it. It's still going to be a tough tie, though. It's an away leg and a home leg. And if you're looking at actually the recent results, actually in the Europa League, we've not actually done too bad.
No, listen.
Is it 5 wins and 3 draws? So a bit of confidence there.
Unbeaten. The only team in the Europa League unbeaten. I've got confidence. I've always had confidence. And the necessity to win it, the pressure's piling on because we know what we're in. We've just had the results out, financial results and all that. We need European football and Champions League football. So getting to win the Europa League, my God, there's a bonus there, and we do need it. And we need the gloom lifting.
Yeah, we do. We do indeed. So I can tell you're definitely confident. Do you want to give any score predictions for that now, home and away?
Home and away. I think we'll get a win and we'll get a draw out of it. And that's good enough.
There you go. You heard it here first.
We won't get beat.
Yeah, now going into the Premier League. Feels like a huge game, this, coming up on Saturday. Man United versus Everton. You're not feeling confident about this one then, are you?
No.
A bit of a sigh there from you.
Yeah. It's the Premier League, and it's another game.
Which you've got to take it game by game. You've listened to his press conference as well. To me, we looked in an upbeat mood, looking forward to the game, which we will get into some of his comments as well later in the video. Yeah,
he looks in an upbeat mood. He's always in an upbeat mood when I see him, and then sometimes I think to myself, is he talking sense? I looked at it today. It's going on about training. They're listening to me. I'm putting everything into it. And to be honest with you, I'm not confident going into this game. I'm not buying what he said, saying I'm giving him all my experience and that, and they're listening and they're taking it in, and things are just changing in training. Not buying it at all. I think there's a long, long way to go here, and I don't think these players are really fully committed to buying into Rúben Amorim. It's not just going to change overnight. We are, and I'm telling you now, on a slippery slope, and it's hard to get off it. And this slope just keeps going down and down and down, and something's got to be done. So we've got to get off it. I'm not confident of a win. I'm thinking to myself, the most important thing is getting points. And if we come away with 1 point, I'll be over the moon. Absolutely over the moon.
Over the moon. I know what people will say out there. Over the moon's a big, big statement to say we'll come away from Goodison with just a point. Is that based on what you're seeing in recent performances? You know, I think Manchester United in the last 6 games against Everton, I think we've won all 6.
I think being over the moon is the reality, coming away with a point. Getting a point in the situation we are, playing football, not scoring goals. I mean, you go to Tottenham there, we've had chances galore and we don't put them away, and it's game after game that's happening. So it's no big statement as far as I'm concerned. I think it's the reality. Getting a point away from home, fantastic. That's how I see it, depending on, looking at all the results we have and the way we've played. So going to Goodison, you can't deny everything's changed under David Moyes at Everton. The football, the style of football, what they do. I mean, they were defensive and everything. Moyes has come in and he's got them playing football. Now, he's gone in there and he's turned around and says, right, lads, there's no more like, let's all stay on the halfway line. Let's stay in our penalty box. By the way, I'm just here to remind you what you are. And what you are professional footballers who enjoy playing football. So go out there and play it. And that's what I've seen from Everton. Now, could do with a bit of that. At United, to be honest with you, it's a simple thing, lads. Go out there, you've got the talent, show us your talent. And they've gone out there and done it, and they've stuck together.
Yeah, I think since Moyes has come in, I think in the league in total, I think, is it 4 wins, 2 losses and a draw. So it's not bad form, especially if you look in the last 6. There's only 1 defeat in there as well. And he's definitely got in a team shape, aren't they? And it looks like there's a bit of confidence there around Everton. And if you listen to the fans online as well, there seems to be a bit of confidence there as well. Obviously, a massive result for them against Liverpool at home as well, the last derby at the ground as well before they moved to the new home. So there's a bit of a buzz around Everton and the fans as well.
Yeah, my worry about this game is that the United players just won't understand how big this game is. This is the last Manchester United game at Goodison Park, and the Evertonians will be right up for it. The players will be right up for it. They want this scalp, and that's my worry. You know, last time at Goodison, are these players really understanding what this game means to them and how tough it's going to be in the first 10, 15, 20 minutes? The crowd is going to be right up at them. And I've seen that crowd sometimes, and it can be intimidating. But this one, and also David Moyes, he'll be stood there with a big smile on his face. Big smile on his face saying, we're taking it straight to you. We're not going to let up. We're going to pounce on you, and we're going to give it you, and we're going to keep you down there. That is the momentum. That is what they want to do. So for me, my God, our players better realise, and that's my worry. I don't think they realise how big this game is.
Yeah, I do remember when Moyes was the manager and he took us to Goodison Park against Everton. There was a fan in the crowd dressed as the Grim Reaper. But some fans out there might think that that's what's behind Rúben Amorim at the moment. Because if you're looking at the fixtures as well, against Everton, we've got Arsenal coming up. We've also got Ipswich, I think, before the Arsenal game, but Leicester as well. If you're looking at Everton, Leicester and Ipswich, you have to get points there. You cannot get beaten in these next 3 games, surely.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, reality. How anyone can turn around and say we're going to go there and we've got to win. No, we haven't got to win at all. We've got to stop the rot, and getting a point stops the rot. And you pick up a point here, pick up a point there. What do you think we are? World beaters? No, we're devoid of any enthusiasm, any togetherness, any goal scorers. You know, a point is a fantastic point at this position we are in, on and off the pitch.
Scored a wonder goal last season, didn't he, Garnacho, that bicycle kick, overhead kick, and he scored it early in the game as well. And you just feel with United at the moment, we need to score first and early to sort of settle in the game and get any momentum as well.
I can't get any enthusiasm for that goal last year. I can't get any enthusiasm about saying we need to get the goal first and that. No, I just need to see United go out there and fight and stick together. I'm not dreaming of what happened last year. It was the goal, great goal, can't take it away. But, you know, don't get me on Garnacho. You know, up and down, up and down. He should have progressed. He hasn't. We know he's had disciplinary things with Amorim, got dropped for the City game. No, I just need all them players to go out on the pitch. I'm not dreaming of last time.
I'm not dreaming either. I'm just simply messaging it to you.
Yeah, I know you're messaging it to me, like, but I don't want.
Do you want a row? Do you want a fight? It feels like you want a bit of a row today.
I just don't want my head messing up, right, from what the reality of what I'm going to watch tomorrow. And what it is a team what has to fight. Rúben Amorim talks a good game, done it today. Then he better get these players fighting, because I'm telling you, and I'm going to reiterate it, because I am deadly serious here. A point is so vital to United to get off this slippery slope we're on. I'm telling you now, right? I know I'm going on, but I'm serious. I've seen it before with teams where, oh, they'll be all right, but we're on this slope. And I've seen other teams not get off it.
Yeah, definitely give the reality of the situation, and I do agree with some of your points there, but some positive news as well.
That's what we want.
On the injury front is Christian Eriksen, Yoro, and more importantly for me, Emmanuel Ugarte are ready for this game on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm glad some are back, because that bench, it has to have people on it, and we're going to need them. We're going to need him. I just look at Ugarte. I want Ugarte back. He's going to be needed in there. He gets all over the pitch. And that's what's missing. You know, when you look at what Casemiro was supposed to be doing, taking Ugarte's role and all that, you know, there's no comparison. You know, one player's got his legs gone, can't tackle, can't run. But this player, Ugarte, gets all over. So I'm looking forward to his return, because we definitely need him in midfield.
Richard, welcome to our members club, mate.
Thank you.
Much appreciated. I think a lot of the questions out there what people will be discussing is with Agati starting in midfield for me, and a lot of he's out there, who starts with him alongside him? Is it going to be Bruno Fernandes like we've seen in recent games, or is he going to be pushed further up, Bruno Fernandes, and possibly play more defensive maybe and start Casemiro and Agati, or will it be Eriksen?
Well, I don't think there's any discussion on where Bruno should be, and he should be further forward. Simple as that. Because anywhere else, he drifts out of the game, and then he just gets rattled, and then he just goes like on one of these rants running around here, there, and everywhere. And that's not what we need. We need him in his best position. So, Rúben Amorim, he better sort this out, and that's where I want to see him. I'll be very disappointed if he's not up there.
Yeah, for me, I'd like to see, I keep saying it week in, week out, that I'd prefer to see Bruno in that 10 on the left-hand side. And I mentioned after the Tottenham game, I've seen positive signs when we've seen Dorgu on that left-hand side as the wing-back, especially in the positions he was taking up in attack. And there was time and time again for me, Garnacho had his chin on his chest, wasn't looking up, making the right decision in passing and putting the ball through into Dorgu to make crosses in. But I'd have more confidence with Bruno maybe doing that if he was up in that number 10 role. So for me, Garnacho maybe sits this one out on the bench for me. And to be fair, when you look at recent games over the last few weeks with Garnacho anyway, he's still in that like 50-50 state, that grey area of where he makes more of an impact when he's a substitute than he's actually starting games. So if he's on the subs bench, at least it's an option for Rúben Amorim to throw him on if it's needed or when it's needed.
Yeah. Listen, bringing Garnacho on always makes an impact. We've seen it time and time again. You go on about Dorgu. Yes, I like Dorgu. I've seen him in the positions, but it's early days yet. Yeah. It's whether the teams can gel with him. But you can see he knows the role he's got to do.
Yeah, Rúben Amorim on winning games. In his press conference said, I just want to win games. That is the point. I teach what I know, what is clear with me. I stick to my beliefs and I try to transmit that to the players. I try to adapt to the players, which is a big talking point amongst fans. And he said his focus is on winning games. Like I say, there's a lot of chat out there that Rúben Amorim isn't adapting to the players, but he's saying different in his press conference that he does adapt.
Well, he's talking about in his press conference there, you know, we're changing in training. I give him all my experience as a coach. Well, it's not worked with this bunch of players, has it? So that's what worries me. He's not really saying too much today. We're changing. He's talking about the players in training. We're changing. I can hear it. I can hear the sound changing, you know. And that was like, I'm outside in the garden. I can hear the birds, you know, they're changing. Oh, it's a robin today. Oh, that was a blackbird or a pigeon. You know, that don't sound good to me at all. Don't fill me with confidence, you know. So that's how it's
when the fox comes out.
Yeah, it was, you know, it's part waffle from him, you know what I mean? Yeah. But he's saying he's hearing things in training, and it's changing and that, you know. But it's not about that. It's about what getting changed on the pitch.
Yeah.
You know, it's on the pitch. You want to see it. And he did say, I'm seeing changes in training. And he's been saying it for a while, but I'm not seeing it on the pitch. So he's not really confident from what I've seen and with the way he spoke about that it is going to change on the pitch. And that's why I'm saying I'm not too happy going into this game from all points of view.
Yeah, just following up on what you just said in his press conference, he did say, I feel it in training that we're bonding and understanding the way we want to play. But then in a game, we struggle a lot. And it echoes what Benny McCarthy used to say when he was a part of the coaching setup with Erik ten Hag, that they used to do all this and it used to all look great, feel great in the training ground. But when it come to the game, they were left then scratching the heads of like, look, what's gone wrong? What went wrong?
Well, Benny McCarthy summed it up, and it seems the same thing. Yeah, they all run around and like, oh, look at me, I'm doing my job. I'm listening, I'm doing this. And then when it gets on the pitch, the same thing is happening under Rúben Amorim. They've not listened proper, or are they bothered? What's going on? Because something is definitely wrong. From Benny McCarthy saying it under Erik ten Hag to the same thing being said now. I mean, there's got to be changes. Something's got to happen, but it can't happen yet, can it? We've all got to hang on till the summer.
Yeah, just looking back on the starting 11 of what it possibly be, with us mentioning Dorgu, I do hope he starts on that left-hand side and not the right-hand side like we did see against, was it Leicester in the FA Cup? That's just my overall preference. I prefer to see him on the left-hand side. I think we'll get more of an attacking threat with Dorgu. You've got the likes of Martinez out as well in that back three, who is one of the only ones really who you can feel confident with when he does step into midfield with the ball. He can pick someone out further up the pitch with a pass.
Look, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't care who's out on that pitch. I can't think of a starting 11. I can't go through it and go, oh, he'll do well there or he'll do well there. Yeah. Listen, I just want 11 players out there in the tunnel coming out and saying, right, let's fight together. I don't care. I just don't care who's out there, because at the end of the day, time and time again, you and I, many people out there, just play your best side and all that. Just play your best team. That's what we want to see. Yeah. No, not now. I don't even know what the best team... I couldn't tell you what the best team is this year, okay, with them players. I just want a team to go out there and fight. Picking a side, nah, I'm not doing me head in.
Right, okay.
I'm not doing my own head in thinking, oh, here we go, I'll have him up front, or is it Oyland, or is it Xerxes, or who's on the right? Is it Delo, or is it Mazarawi? Who's the centre of like the centre halves? Yeah. Oh, it'd be Harry Maguire. No, it won't be Harry Maguire. You just don't know what's going on here. So I'm just concentrating on a couple of things. Getting a point, because it's so important, right? And going out there and seeing fight, because fight is needed more than ever.
Well, I don't want to do your head in, so any of yous out there, pick a starting 11 for Tony, my dad, in the comments section. And I've seen some news, which I'm sure a lot of yous have this week, of a bonding session that the team had. They went out to Altrincham. I think they had a game of bowling, maybe a meal as well. Hopefully they were walking up the street compact, not letting any passers-by walking against them in between the lines, all that kind of stuff.
I'm not one for all these bonding sessions like that, because it's like it's forced. It's false. It's, oh, we're all together, we're all out, we're all doing this, we're all bowling, or we're all enjoying each other's company. Absolute toff. Because there's some of them in there, they're in different groups and they don't enjoy each other's company. And this bonding, there is not a lot of bonding going out there. And the reason why I know that is because I'm seeing it on the pitch. You're seeing it on the pitch.
Yeah, good
so
comment.
All this false bonding going out for a night out, not for me. A good few harsh words, pulling them by the ears, dragging them round the dressing room and getting them together, and then putting the others who aren't bonding in the corner and saying, right, you're off. That's what you need. Not out there in a nice pair of trainers and a nice top playing bowls. Nah, that does not work.
Do you think Sir Jim Ratcliffe would have given him the company credit card and said, look, lads, tonight's on us?
Are we talking about Jim Ratcliffe?
No, we don't. To be honest with you, it feels like we've spoke a lot about Ratcliffe over the last 7 to 10 days, where we've took more of a focus on what's going on with finances, what's going on with Ratcliffe, etc., more than the actual football. But that's my cue now to go on to a piece that I seen earlier today in the Telegraph, and this is to do with Omar Barada. And as you can see there up on screen, the headline, Man United staff threatens with the sack if they leak information. And further down, it says Manchester United Chief Executive Omar Barada has launched an investigation into Old Trafford leaks. Now, this is something we discussed before we come on the air live. Now, what's your overall thoughts on it?
I'm made up with this. This should have been done years ago. And Omar Barada is quite right. I've said it many, many times now. The problem inside Manchester United, they're all in different groups. That's not just the players. That's the staff, and they're all looking after each other. They're all looking after themselves in each department. They don't work as one. And this clearly tells you, right, the culture inside Manchester United, not the players. I'm on about the staff. They're all looking and thinking, what can I get out of this? They're not looking, right, for what's the best for Manchester United. Yeah. These people leaking stories and all that, they're not good for any environment. And he's quite right. He threatens them here. And to be honest with you, I think the threatening should go a little bit more. I'm fully behind it. Should have been done years ago. And some of these staff, you know, they're finding out now who's boss.
So Omar Barada tells his staff, anyone leaking information, they'll be due for disciplinary action, etc. And then his own email to his staff gets leaked. I mean, you can't make this up, can you?
No, you can't make it up.
I mean, the words in there, it's not just like a little sentence of what he said in an email. It's like it's the full email that's been leaked.
Madness, in it, absolute madness. You just can't make this up. What's going on at United? You know, revealing club information. I mean, what perks are you on for revealing club information? What is going on? You know, gross misconduct if you reveal club information. And to be honest with you, me and Kieran was talking about it just before we come on, and getting sacked for gross misconduct for revealing information. We actually believe it should go further, and it should be not just the staff, it should go down to the players as well.
No, I do agree with that, because we've had an issue, not just this season, last season, over the years, with players actually leaking information. And I think the normal staff, day-to-day staff in there, will have a bit of a gripe, a bit of a grumble about that, because they'll be fully aware of them same issues as well.
Yeah, well, you look at staff, there's always grumblings and that, right? But what you don't do is you just don't go out there as a staff member undermining every department, everything what's going on. They're trying to build something. I'm not saying they're right in what they're doing. You know, they're ruthless, but it's necessary, because the culture of this club is absolutely rotten. It's vile. It stinks. Okay? We all know it. Okay? And they're trying to do something about it. Now, when you look at what they've done, cutting jobs, slashed the perks, streamlined expenditure and all that, they've been ruthless. Now, in some cases, it's been necessary. Some people might not agree with that, but they're trying to do something. And I'm not happy with a lot of what they're doing, like a lot of people outside there. And it just seems carnage and chaos. But your staff have to be in order, and your staff have to be behind you. And if they're not behind you and they're leaking informations, it's gross misconduct. You're not there working as a team, and you have to be a team. That's how far this club is, right? It's just a mess, a complete and utter mess. Last week, I was just like, I was baffled at it all. And it just, to release the message about the message, right? It's nuts.
It's typical Man United.
It's typical Man United. It's absolutely nuts. And it has to get sorted out. And threats have to come in. And people have to be sacked, and quite rightly, and named. That's the thing. Name them. Name these people, right, who are working against Manchester United. You have to, look, the staff, the club, everyone, the players, they all have to come together, right, and fight. Now, we know that's not going to happen this year, okay? Might not happen for quite a while, but there has to be policies put in place where we can start to change the culture at least. And Omar Barada coming out with this, I'm 100% behind him.
You do get the feeling off reports as well, the mood amongst staff is on the floor. And then you look on the flip side with the ownership, they don't want them staff to actually be there, most of them, with more cuts expected as well. So it's not a happy mood behind the scenes, no matter what department you're in, not just on the football pitch and the playing staff.
Well, you look at some of the staff there, you say the morale is on the floor and that. Listen, that some of them perks have gone, some unnecessary perks, okay? Not all of them, but some of them. So people have had the nose pushed out. And in any job, in any big company like it is with Manchester United, right, there is dissatisfied staff, and you have to weed them out. And there is a process, and that process takes time. Just like the players, that process will take time.
Anything more to add, though, before we go?
Yeah, I'm really worried about tomorrow.
That's not like you, that.
No, I'm worried about it. The players going out there fighting. It's the fight you need to see. Because
okay, so let me interrupt you. Some away games that we've seen against Manchester City, Liverpool, etc., Arsenal away. This is another away game. You know, we've seen a fight there, though. We've seen them compact.
No, this is different. This is different. That ground is compact. That ground is compact. They're on you. Even the kids in the corner are screaming at you, right? They've got the granddad behind them, and they're just going right at you, right? But they will all be stood up. They will all be going on. And I'm telling you, if this is the last Man United versus Everton at Goodison Park, it is a massive occasion. And I've not seen anything this week, people talking about it, going on about it, but I can guarantee you every Evertonian go to that game tomorrow, can't wait to get in there to stick it up us. Moyes can't wait. And I'm telling you, there is a storm coming. I mean a storm.
Just before we go, super chat from International. Cheers, my mate. He says, what's your thoughts on Ruben's player selections? No, you didn't want to give up a starting 11 earlier on, did you?
No, I'm not giving a starting 11 because I can't work it out. Because I just tell everyone every week, no one can work it out, right? We don't know what's coming.
Yeah, obviously the Tottenham one, it picked itself, didn't it? You know, you don't have to look at the bench and the amount of kids that we had available. The only criticism I would have about that is I would have give a couple of the younger lads the last 20 minutes of the game to see if there was any improvement, especially going in attack and maybe getting on the score sheet, but it never happened.
No, it never
Will
happened.
it happen against Everton on Saturday? Who knows? He might try something different, like we have seen, let's say, with Kobbie Mainoo, who was a striker, etc. One player I do want to get your thoughts on, though, is I thought he had a decent game. I'm not saying a good game, but a decent game. Joshua Zirkzee. Should he get a start against Everton on Saturday?
Well, the problem about tomorrow when you're picking a side is if the manager really knows what's coming at him tomorrow, I don't think he will go really looking all-out attack. I think he'll be more defensive and try to be solid. So I think when you talk about Zirkzee, Højlund and that, don't be surprised if they're not there, to be honest with you, and they're there on the bench, ready to be introduced. I think he's got to pick a solid side, what works together and stays together. We can't have that midfield wide open. To be honest with you, I think we say it every week. Can't have that midfield wide open. You say it every week. Can't have it. Got to work together. Stay tight.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, they have to stay tight and they have to get that passing right, because if they lose the ball, the pressure will come piling on.
Yeah, it has been repetitive over the last few weeks, saying the same things about the team, what they need to do, what they don't need to do. And let's face it, it's the players' responsibility as well. As soon as they put that shirt on, step over the line to actually perform and pull out the instructions, what they've been doing every single day in training, basically.
Yeah, but that's the annoying thing. It keeps coming out now from Rúben Amorim. They're doing it in training. We've been hearing it time and time. They're doing it in training. I don't know what's going on when they go on the pitch. That's what they're doing. Just like reminds me of Laurel and Hardy scratching their head.
Yeah.
What's going on? We don't know what's going on. We're all baffled by it. What we're seeing is just the demise of Manchester United, and we just got to get off that slippery slope and get a point. And I'm telling you, 0-0.
I'm going 1-1. Let me know what your score predictions are. We will be back straight after the game with a match reaction, so get that notification on and we'll see you there. Thanks for joining in with your own opinions today.
Thank you.
Continue the conversation, get it in the comments section below, and please don't forget to leave a like on the video, as you know it's much appreciated. Thanks all, enjoy your Friday and see you tomorrow.
Cheers.